people at Repa have heard a rumour that our play centre and the surrounding green spaces are going to be knocked down and private houses built on it. We want to know why.
Wow!
Why did that come to Repa?
Because it's fun here and it's boring at home.
Do you enjoy playing in the adventure playground?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's fun and you get to do exercise. Yes, because it's fun and I like playing.
How would you feel if Repa was to be knocked down, if club was to be knocked down?
I'll feel angry. Because I like this place. It's really good.
Club was to be knocked down, seeing as I have a little sister and all, she wouldn't have anywhere to go. So that would probably mean that I'd have the responsibility of looking after her at home, and that would restrict the things that I can do, you see. Because club, it gives all their little kids something to do during the day, whilst the parents and the older brothers and older sisters could do their own thing.
Where would you be if club was knocked down?
I'll be at home right now. Watching TV. Why is it going?
Repa is presently under threat from the infill housing. This is draft plans that were done for the competition. We're hoping, as part of the master planning process, that we can make a case for Repa as a valuable community resource to be saved, from this potential threat of being built over. Because at this minute in time, the regeneration plans have proposed housing to be built on top of Repa's building, and no mention of where or what would happen to Repa as a result. At this minute in time, this is the draft open spaces strategy for the regeneration by SLR, solid land regeneration. The brown, which is the infill housing over the Butterfly Walk, Dickens Park and Repa adventure playground.
We've heard a lot about regeneration and we want to know what it is.
I think regeneration is like when you just get rid of the old and bring in the new, and I think it'll affect my future, because if they knock down this club and build in new blocks, like there won't really be anywhere else like for the kids to go, and I'll just lose my job here.
Do you know what regeneration is?
I think the meaning of regeneration is when there's something there and then you try to make it better.
I think it involves like knocking down a building or like or a youth club or the football pitches and like rebuilding it or just making buildings over it.
I think it's when you change something and make it better.
We haven't really been informed about what it is, and we haven't really been involved in all the stuff that's been going on, so I don't really know.
What is regeneration?
Regeneration is an opportunity provided by a budget from the government to improve an area, to make it work better from not only an infrastructure point of view, but from a social point of view. We have an opportunity with this current regeneration of creating a better place to live for everybody around here, improving our quality of life.
What are the good and bad things about our community?
The bad thing about this community is certain people are starting to fall down the bad roads. Like there's a couple of kids around here started to follow bad trends like stealing, just being like young juveniles, and that's the only thing that's changed around here. That's the only bad part of it.
The bad things, loads of crime, young people on the street doing nothing,
Things being vandalised when you want to use them, cars being parked in silly places, Harper Road, which is used by children, loads of reasons, like the school down there, the adventure playground here. There's no traffic calming, it's been promised for years. Where is it?
People graffitiing the open spaces and stealing from one another.
But there's also, one of the bad things is that there need to be more resources and there need to be more facilities, particularly for young people in this area.
Some of the houses are all on top of one another, and there's not a lot of areas of recreation.
For example, the swimming pool in Elephant and Castle was closed down, and
At lunchtimes there's not very much for us to do. You know, like last week we played rounders after work, and there's nowhere like here you could play cricket or rounders or anything like that.
So there's not so if there's not much for us as well, and there's not much for the young people to do.
Good things about the community, it's very diverse. There's a lot of different people here from different backgrounds.
Everyone like gels together, everyone knows each other around here. And it's great, it's like a friendly environment, which is good.
The good things are that people around here, they actually like living around here. There's a lot to do around here. There's a youth club here, there's a football pitch, and everyone's quite close around here. It's not like it's a bad neighbourhood.
The good thing about the community, with places like this, the community centre, men's playground, local shops, we're all very close knit. They're all friendly to each other most of the time. Green space, I'd say. As you can see, different ways that it's being used. It's a nice place. It's alright.
How do you value the green spaces in our community?
A lot. We come here every day. The sun's shining, and even when it isn't, we come down to the park.
a lot.
We like parks.
It's nice to have park areas around here.
Yeah,
Sit
more
and
of
ride.
it. I think
We only work in the area. It would be nice to have bigger park areas, so we can come out at lunchtime and sit in the parks.
This is a lifesaver to me, working in an office and come out here and get a fresh air.
Well, me personally, I value it very much. Like you get to play, get to either relax on the grass, like get a little suntan or something, or get to play football, whatever you want to play basically. So it's good to keep the greens around.
Well, this particular one that we're working on now is useful to us here because we can play cricket on it, we can play football on it, we can do our sports days on it in the summer. So it's pretty useful and there's not much of it around. So
I think it's very important because very strongly with quality of life, it's important that people have green spaces, have leisure time, have an area, a place where they can actually go and play and walk without being stressed out. So I think it's very important.
Would you be happy for houses to be built on the green?
No, because it just takes away that part where everyone did used to live. Because everyone grew up around here, there's also a lot of space around here, and it would be nice to enclose the club around buildings and for other people, because everyone's used to having this nice space around here, so it would be nice to enclose it.
No, not personally, because then it would just ruin all the lovely green that we have. Just make it look dull.
There's not enough space for more houses.
No, it's very people intensive around here.
You've got to have a balance between open space and houses.
And they're meant to be regenerating it around here, so they need to recognise that they need to make it better for the people that are already here, because there are already a lot of people here. And there are other areas that might not be so central, but where you could fit more houses in.
We need green areas as well as housing.
Without them, this would be one of the worst places to live. Elephant Castle is supposed to be the worst traffic pollution in Europe. That's what I've heard. So, without all these trees, we wouldn't have very much air to breathe, if at all. The leaves trap the pollutants, the particles from the vehicle. And if you don't have green spaces, then people get into a kind of stir-crazy state, almost like they're in prison or something like that. They're just too much buildings.
Obviously, because of oxygen and your breathing and everything, that's the logical thing. And trees are just nice to have around as well.
Do you think it's important that wildlife has a home as well?
Yeah, it's just like somewhere for them to stay as well. Like if we was homeless, we'd want someone to stay, sort of like having nowhere to sleep or hide.
It's all part of the balance of nature. We haven't got these sort of pigeons clearing up all the bits of mess and that, with these sort of crumbs all over the place. We need wildlife. We all need other forms of life to survive.
Yeah.
Foxes
Yeah.
and things.
And birds and insects, and it's all part of the food chain. It's all part of the cycle.
If you don't have a balanced ecosystem, there's no trees going to survive. The trees need to be pollinated so that they can produce seed and flower and leaves by things like bees and butterflies, whatever. And you can only get them if you have proper wildlife areas. If you don't have any wildlife areas, then you have no trees. You have nothing, just a desert. One of the additional problems with the proposed infill housing site, which includes the Butterfly Walk on Dickens Square, and this area of the Dickens Park, which was mentioned in the last UDP as being a wildlife conservation area, a value to the local community because of its wildlife conservation element. All of this area is planned as infill housing, and if it's lost, including the playground, then I don't know how you could count the loss to the local community.
This is our wildlife.
How can young people get involved with regeneration?
Well, if there was like workshops for people to be aware of what is going on, then that could get young people into it.
All sorts of ways. Things like this scheme that you're doing here, things like working on graffiti art, being involved in local youth groups, being involved in the local environment, working with the parks rangers, for example, working on local environmental projects, loads of ways.
Basically, through your work, through youth clubs, through any churches, mosques, things like that are into it, because they're part of the community. So if you join something that's in the community, then you should be able to get into it and take part in it as well, not hang around on the street corner saying everything's awful, but you've got to go and do something.
Well, you could make schools and stuff to make projects on, I don't know, planting of trees and lay people, telling people about things and letting them know. I mean, if the people don't know there's a problem, then people don't realise it's something they could get involved in. They might feel quite strongly about it. So informing people and I suppose educating people, sort of young people and old people, officers, people who live here, everyone, giving everyone a chance as well to build up more of a community feeling about it.
One of the ways in which young people can get involved with regeneration processes is by creating a youth forum where young people's needs can be heard.
We do need some young people to give their voice of what they want to see. Like, we don't really want to impose something on the young people. We want to hear from the young people what they really want to see.
Would you be interested in a young people's regeneration forum?
Yeah, I would.
Definitely, because if they're putting all that money in, then they should let the people who live here have a say as to what happens on their doorstep.
There are lots of things young people can do to improve the support to them.
Oh, yeah.
The conclusions we have reached are: number 1, local people need to be constantly consulted and informed about the regeneration. Number 2, young people need to be involved and play a greater part in the regeneration. Number 3, existing wildlife spaces and community resources like parks have to be preserved throughout and beyond the regeneration, as these areas will be inherited by the young people of today and tomorrow.